And being a stripper and a comedian is great because I've been stripping for 10 years. And when I started doing comedy like 3 years ago, my parents weren't really that disappointed. Nah, it's great. And it changes your perspective. They say to get over your fear of public speaking, you just picture the audience in their underwear. Yeah. For me to feel more confident, I picture myself in underwear. Yeah, and looking around the room, some of you are doing the same thing right now. Yep. Yep, okay, yeah. I get very different reactions from crowds when I tell them what I do for a living. Men usually start listening more intently, yeah. Because to be fair, most of them didn't know we could talk. And I do think even though they know this is a comedy show, they just don't lose hope, you know? They're like, maybe her jokes won't work that well. Maybe she's gonna get a bit desperate. Maybe I get to see a boob, even two. No, it costs more than a comedy ticket to see those, sorry. Yeah, and then women react in two different ways. Like half of the women are a bit skeptical. They're a bit like, okay, who's she, you know? And if they're here with their partner, they start aggressively holding his hand. I'm like, don't take him, don't steal my man. Don't worry, ladies. After 10 years in the business, I don't even like men anymore. Except, of course, for you guys. You're special. You're not all like all the other... Anyway. No, because, look, working in the strip club has given me trust issues. Because I learned that men will promise me just about anything if they're horny. You know, I've heard these big, unrealistic, empty promises over the years. Promises like, sure, I'm gonna come back from the ATM and pay you. I've been hurt so many times. Yeah, it makes dating hard for me because, yeah, I have trust issues. But here's what I realized. I think it's also hard for a lot of men to date me. Here's what I noticed. Some of my past partners have been like almost scared or at least a bit intimidated by me, especially when it came to sex. And I don't really know why. Like, is it the tail or the talons? No, I think it's because when they see me performing in my 8-inch stripper heels and my big power pussy persona, you know, it can be quite powerful. And I think they feel like they have to somehow match that energy in bed. Yeah, and that puts on so much pressure, right? So I just picture them like giving themselves a pep talk before they're about to sleep with me, like in the bathroom in front of the mirror. They're like, you got this! Show her who's the man! You better bring a fucking A game! And then they like slap themselves in the face. And meanwhile, I'm over here thinking, hello, wrong face, dude. I'm right here. Give me a cheer if you're kinky. That joke was for you. And then, like, the other part of the female audience reacts differently. They're like, oh my God, I want to be a stripper too. It sounds so fun. Yeah, cheer if you recognize yourself. No, I do love my job and it is really fun, but it's not easy. Stripping sounds easy until you find yourself naked in a dimly lit room with a stranger and you have to entertain them for an hour. Yeah, that's why I started telling them jokes. No, for real. I don't really know how my coworkers do it, but like I personally, I can only grind on a lap for so long till I go, knock, knock. What's there? It's your boner! There's nothing I can do about that, sorry. More jokes? And you know, it gets dull sometimes. You just like find yourself grinding away, looking down at their shoes, wondering, will he notice when I tie his shoelaces together? Like, about 10 years, still haven't done it. I'm very proud of myself. And stripping in Switzerland is an extra challenge because I think we asked this before, like, who here is Swiss? Give me a whoop. Yeah, there's very hesitant. Like, we love you guys, but it's very hard to get Swiss people to show emotions. It's very hard to get them to open up their wallets. Yeah, I truly believe that part of the reason Swiss people have so much money is because they never make it rain on strippers. But the other night at work, I gave a Swiss guy a lap dance, and he gave me a reaction that was like a 10 out of 10 on the Swiss enthusiasm scale. It was so cool. This really happened. I want to tell you guys what happened. So I was dancing for him, and you can just pretend to be him. No reaction, perfect. And I thought he was having a good time. It was kind of hard to tell, so I was like, okay, I'll do a little more, you know. So I took my panties off, and then I gracefully lowered myself down to the floor and did a very sexy pose, showing him a good view of my personality. And he looked at me, and I looked up to him, and he went like this, tip top. Yeah. This really happened. And you know, it feels so good. It feels so good to know you're making a difference in someone's life. Yeah. But it's not just the Swiss that can be a challenge. A different night, I had a client who was like very obnoxious. He was very full of himself, kept talking a lot. First, I thought he was on coke, but he was just American. And he got a lap dance with me, and he sat down. He was like, "Listen, honey, I've gotten all the lap dances before. You know, I've seen everything. But you know, go ahead, surprise me. I want to be surprised." I was like, "Okay." Not the most charming intro, but I like a good challenge. So I was like, all right. So I danced for him. I did my normal stuff, got naked. And then towards the end of the dance, I was like, are you ready for your surprise? And he was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, watch me. And I took my finger and I licked it. And then I very slowly stuck it all the way up my nose. Yeah. No, he did not like that. But he was surprised. Yeah, well, what do we learn from that? Be careful what you wish for. I get weird conversations too sometimes. The other night someone asked me while I was working in the strip club, he was like, why do you work here? Why don't you get like a real job and work at McDonald's like a normal girl? Yeah, wow, exactly. And I thought about it and I think it's so stupid, right? Why should I work at McDonald's and sell Happy Meals when I can be the Happy Meal? Sometimes there's even a toy inside. Yeah. No, but this whole idea that stripping isn't a real job, I think it's so dumb because especially since when I get booked to do like a bachelor party or something, I get booked to come dressed up as someone who has like a very respectable profession. Like they book me to come dressed up as a policewoman or a nurse or a cow. And I wondered why that is. And I think it's just that we as a society, it really turns us on, like this idea that underneath the uniform, there's just a real dirty slut with no morals. Yeah, that's hot. And it really explains why I never get booked to come dressed up as a politician. So my dad follows me on Instagram, which is awkward when I think about it for too long because that's where I advertise my OnlyFans. That's right, strippers can do home office too. And but like he's not very, like he knows his place. He's never like doing anything inappropriate. Like he never comments on my pictures saying, "Good job, honey, that thong looks great on you." Never does that. And he only likes the pictures where I'm wearing pants. So I get about 2 likes from him per year. And I think he just wants to be supportive, you know? He just wants to show up for me. And I'm thinking, Dad, it's really great that you're like showing me attention, but you're about 25 years too late. I already am a stripper. Yeah, but it got me thinking, what would happen if I ever met my dad at work? Yeah, that's like the worst case scenario. Imagine like dancing up on the pole and in he walks. What do you do? And I figured it out. I think I would just walk up to him and be like, hey, listen, hi. I know you're my dad, but for $500, you could be my daddy.